Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Ch14 and welcome back to my channel. Excuse me. And my nose is running a little bit. Anyways, we're gonna go into part 2 of chapter 14 of Marked by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. We can already tell he has it going on downstairs, Erin said, waggling her eyebrows. Shawnee said, licking her lips like she was contemplating eating a big piece of chocolate. You two are gross, Damien said. We only meant that he has the cutest butt in town, Miss Priss, Shawnee said. As if you hadn't noticed, Erin said. If you started talking to Eric, it would really piss off Aphrodite, Stevie Ray said. Everyone turned and stared at Stevie Ray as if she just parted the Red Sea or something. It's true, Damien said. Very true, Shawnee said while Erin nodded. So the rumor is he used to go out with Aphrodite, I said. Yep, Erin said. The rumor is grotesque but true, Shawnee said, which makes it even better that now he likes you. Guys, he was probably just staring at my weird mark, I blurted. Maybe not. You're really cute, Zoe, Stevie Ray said with a sweet smile. Or maybe your mark made him look. And then he thought you were cute, so he kept looking, Damien said. Either way, his looking will definitely piss Aphrodite off, Shawnee said. Which is a good thing, Erin said. Stevie Ray waved away their comments. Just forget about Aphrodite and your mark and all the other stuff. Next time he smiles at you, say hi, that's all. Easy, Shawnee said. Peasy, Erin said. Okay, I mumbled and went back to my salad, wishing desperately that the whole Eric Knight issue was as easy peasy as they thought it was. One thing about lunch at the House of Knight was the same as lunch at SIHS or any other school I'd eaten at. It was over too soon, and then Spanish class was a blur. Professor Garmy was a little Hispanic whirlwind. I liked her right away. Her tattoos looked oddly like feathers, so she reminded me of a pretty bird, but she ran the class speaking entirely in Spanish. Entirely. I should probably mention here that I haven't had a Spanish since 8th grade, and I freely admit to not paying much attention to it then, so I was lost, but I wrote down the homework and promised myself that I'd study the vocab words. I hate being lost. Intro to Equestrian Studies was held in the field house. It was a long, low brick building over by the south wall, attached to a huge indoor riding area. The whole place had that sawdusty, horsey smell that mixed with leather to form something that was pleasant, even though you know that part of the pleasant scent was poopy, horse poopy. I stood nervously with a small group of kids just inside the corral, where a tall, stern-faced upperclassman had directed us to wait. There were only about 10 of us, and we were all third formers. Oh, great, that annoying redhead Elliot kid was slouching against the wall, kicking at the sawdust floor. He raised enough dust to make the girl standing closest to him sneeze. She threw him a dirty look and moved a few steps away. God, did he irritate everyone? And why couldn't he use some product or perhaps a comb on that frizzy hair? The sound of hooves drew my attention from Elliot, and I looked up in time to see a magnificent black mare pounding into the corral at full gallop. She slid to a stop a couple feet in front of us, while we all gawked like fools. The mare's rider dismounted gracefully. She had thick hair that reached to her waist and was so blonde it was almost white, and eyes that were a weird shade of slate gray. Her body was tiny, and the way she stood reminded me of those girls who obsessively take dance classes so that even when they're not in ballet, they stand like they're perpetually in first position. Her tattoo was an intricate series of knots intertwined around her face. Within the sapphire design, I was sure I could see plunging horses. Good evening, I am Labana, and this, she pointed to the mare and gave our group a contemptuous look before finishing the sentence, is a horse. Her voice rang against the walls. The black mare blew through her nose as if to punctuate her words. And you are my new group of third formers. Each of you has been chosen for my class because you believe you might possibly have aptitude for writing. The truth is, less than half of you will last the semester, and less than half of those who last will actually develop into decent equestrians. Are there any questions? She didn't pause long enough for anyone to ask anything. Good, then follow me, and you shall begin. She turned and marched back into the stable. We followed. I wanted to ask who the we were who thought I might have aptitude for writing, but I was scared to say anything and just scrambled after her like everyone else. She came to a halt in front of a row of empty stalls. Outside of them were pitchforks and wheelbarrows. Limbana turned to face us. Horses are not big dogs, nor are they little girls' romanticized dream image of a perfect best friend who will always understand you. Two girls standing beside me fidgeted guiltily, and Limbana skewered them with her gray eyes. Horses are work. Horses take dedication, intelligence, and time. We'll begin with the work part. In the tack room down this hall, you'll find mucking boots. Choose a pair quickly while we all get gloves. Then each of you take your own stall and get busy. Professor Limbana, said a cute girl who raised her hand nervously. Limbana will do. The name I chose in honor of the ancient vampire queen needs no other title. I didn't have a clue who Limbana was and made a mental note to look it up. Go on, you have a question, Amanda? Yes. Limbana raised one brow at the girl. Amanda swallowed noisily. Get busy doing what? Limbana, ma'am. Cleaning out stalls, of course. The manure goes in the wheelbarrows. When your barrow is full, you can dump it in the compost area on the wall side of the stables. There are fresh sawdust in the storage room beside the tack room. You have 50 minutes. I'll be back in 45 to inspect your stalls. We all blinked at her. You may commence now. We commenced. Okay, really. I know it's going to sound weird, but I didn't mind cleaning out my stall. Horse poopy just isn't that gross, especially because it was obvious that the stalls were cleaned out like every other instant of the day. I grabbed the mucking boots, which were big rubber galoshes, totally ugly, but they did cover my jeans all the way up to my knees, and a pair of gloves, and got to work. There was music playing through excellent loudspeakers, something that I was pretty sure was Anaya's latest CD. My mom used to listen to Anaya before she married John, but then he decided that it might be witch music, so she quit, which is why I always liked Anaya. So I listened to the haunting Gaelic lyrics and pitchforked up poopy. It didn't seem that hardly any time had passed when I was dumping the wheelbarrow and filling it with clean sawdust. I was just smoothing it around the stall when I got the prickly feeling that someone was watching me. Good job, Zoe. I jumped and whirled around to see Limbana standing just outside my stall. In one hand she was holding a big soft curry brush, and the other she was holding the lead rope of a doe-eyed roan mare. You've done this before, Limbana said. My grandma used to have a really sweet gray gelding I named Bunny, I said before. I realized how pea-brained I sounded. Cheeks hot, I hurried on. Well, I was 10, and his color reminded me of Bugs Bunny. So I started calling him that, and it stuck. Limbana's lips tilted in the barest hint of a smile. It was Bunny's stall you cleaned? I'm going to leave it off right there, and I will see you guys in part 3 of this chapter. Bye.